Hello my fellow readers, in this video I'm going to talk about I Swear I Won't Bother You Again, Volume 4. This is the one that I couldn't wait to get to because I was really worried at the end of the last one that it was going to take a very dark turn. I was surprised because it doesn't resolve itself that way. I was surprised at the turn it takes, but it's kind of nice. I just don't know with where it decided to go, how it's going to go on. But let me quickly read the back here, and then we'll get into it. And I know I talked briefly about it, I think, in one of my past TBR roundups, but I'll try to get a little bit more into it. And there might be spoilers in this one, so if you don't want a spoiler, don't watch. Succumbing to this stress, the Duke's daughter, Violette, was imprisoned for a heinous crime against her half-sister, but then she awakens in her own past, a year before her trial. She seizes this miraculous second chance and swears, this is funny because it's just talking about like the first volume, and swears to live a meek life where she won't trouble a single soul. But when Yulan returns from his trip, this is the only part that's on this book, when Yulan returns from his trip, Violette's one chance to seek his aid is thwarted by Mary June. With her family troubles steadily compounding, it isn't long before she reaches her breaking point. So the big key things that happen in this one. Yulan is returning from a trip, and it turns out that what he was seeking is actually all the better for Violette, because of course that's all Yulan thinks about is saving Violette. He is slightly more yandere in this volume, but perhaps not as creepy as some other ones. But essentially, at the beginning of this, Violette really is in need of seeing him. She wants to admit her feelings to him that she came to realize. Now remember that until now, Violette has been, her big plan has been to go and join the nunnery so that she does not attack Mary June, what have you. But I think accepting her feelings, she would be okay, maybe, with the whole thing with Yulan. But I think also, she would willingly continue to go to said nunnery. However, she is thwarted from doing that. There's a whole thing that happens at the house, and now I don't remember all the details, but Violette and Mary June finally come to a head back at the house. I think they had dinner or something. I don't remember, but they're talking it out at her room. She really didn't want to see Mary June, and then Mary June is there, and she's all like, "You're part of the problem." You're not helping in this situation. You are still so full of yourself that you don't realize what you're doing and the harm that you're causing and the impact that you're having on me. And even now, I want to just rest on my own, think about things, and you're shoving yourself in my face. So they're kind of confronting their relationship, and suddenly the dad comes home. For us, I feel like as the readers, you have no idea why, but he totally freaks out on Violette, including getting physically abusive. So a little bit of trigger warning for parental abuse in this volume if you decide to use it, or if you decide to read it. Yeah, so you're kind of thrown off guard. I mean, there's been this tension with Violette, and the dad is miserable, but for this, you're kind of, whoa, dude, what's going on? Extreme violence against her. And I think, if I'm remembering correctly, her maid, oh my gosh, what is her name? Marin. Totally forgot Marin's name for a minute there. But Marin, I'm pretty sure, jumps in and she tells Violette to flee, to go. And as she's leaving, she does end up running into Yulan, and he takes her to safety. And again, this is totally not what I was envisioning would happen throughout the course of this. But it turns out he takes her away. They have their moment. If y'all have been waiting for a big love confession, it's going to happen in this volume. So if you're looking for it, it's here. And he wants to marry her and take care of her. And it's also revealed that probably why the dad freaked out is that Yulan went to talk to, I think it was her maternal, if I'm not mistaken, her maternal grandfather, who actually is more of the noble title, and was securing it for her, I think. Am I remembering that correctly? But it did have to do with like the inheritance and the titles and everything. And I'm pretty sure it was through her maternal grandmother or grandfather. And so I think when the dad found out, he flipped out. But of course, when we're first reading it, we have no idea that was the case. Also, Yulan ends up hiring Marin and saving her from living with that family, but also, you can't have Violet without Marin. They're best friends beyond, like, Marin working under her, like, they are very close. So, Marin comes along, and I'm trying to remember if he ends up hiring the cook who also helped aid the escape, but anyway, he was safe too. That's not the whole of it, of course, because they end up, after they've confessed their feelings, decided they'll move forward together. They go back to the house to confront the parents and a bit of Mary June, but Mary June's still like adapting to the full-on attack of her. And just FYI, I don't think Mary June is going to end up with technically Yulan's brother, although I still feel like they haven't fully addressed that. But the prince, I don't think she's going to end up with him either, because I do think that in this reversioning of their life, that he is going to stay with his betrothed fiance, who was her friend. Is it Rosalia? Something akin to that. But I think they're going to actually end up fully together. In fact, did they end this? I don't remember. But yeah, I think Mary June is just kind of like out of everything now. I kind of feel like in this redo, that Violet is actually getting her revenge that she had wanted so desperately in the other one. And it's a little bit sad because, again, Mary June is not a bad character. She's not really a villain. She's just so spoiled and full of herself that she doesn't realize the danger and harm that she's doing. So, but the big thing in this is the confrontation of the parents, and then it is revealed that the stepmom is just as bad, if not worse, as Violet's mother, meaning the total obsession with the father, and including seeing how much Violet resembles him, which it was creepy with Violet's own mother, and it's creepy with the stepmother. So there's a bit of when Yulan, she actually offers, I'm pretty sure, for Yulan to marry and take Mary June away, which Mary June will be into, because in this storyline, she's kind of into Yulan. Yulan's like, no. I think she wanted to get rid of Mary June so that they could keep Violet as their daughter, just because of how much she looks like the father. And it's very twisted. Again, this is spoilers everywhere for this, but it was good. Like, it was not what I was expecting. I was kind of thinking there might be a magical element because of how they were all able to pray and go back in time, that for this lifetime, maybe there was something more magical going on. Plus, there was like this weird scene with the stepmom, and I think it was Marin, and the way they were talking, and then like how Marin responded, it seemed like there was some kind of power going on, but I guess not, at least at this point. So like I was worried when she was then, I think, didn't she talk to Yulan, I think in the previous one, and I was worried that she would do some kind of like spell casting, have him forget or something, but no, it's all kind of just comes to a head here in their conversation. I don't know, it could be that more turns out in the next volume, I have no idea, but at least for here, no, she's just creepily obsessed with the father and kind of wants to hang on to Violet because she looks like the father, and it's just weird. That it's just weird to me. And it's like, you already have him, you don't need... Anyway, it was weird, and they leave there. I think that's about where it ends. Like, Violet is with Yulan. They're going to start preparations for, like, getting married, but they won't do it until they're done with school, so they're just, like, officially engaged. And they're allowed to be at their ages and at the school. So it's just kind of like it's made official, and that's what's going to happen. So no idea what's going to happen further in the book. I don't know if the next one will be the last one. I don't know if they're going to keep going. No idea. But thus far, this was wild and wacky, but it all worked out. So there you have it. I think that's it for this video. I don't know what else to say. I will be reading the next one. I don't think it's out yet. I'm looking down like, did I order a next one? I will be reading to see like whatever happens. I would be fine like if they did Volume 5 and it was just an epilogue kind of, here's their marriage. Like that would be fine to me. But I don't know at this point. It'll be a surprise. But I do still love the series. I would highly recommend it. It's just, I don't know. It swept me away. It's really good. And that's it. That's it for this video. Until next time. Bye.